I ain't the driver, the one in the back. Feeling like Crosby on turn to the max. You with, he ain't talking about nothing. Ain't ballin', babe, he can't afford a bag. These little broke ass right in the past. I come with more than half. I need my sack, rush it. You want me racks, rush it. Dress all black, rush it. So many hits, thought I had concussion. I need my sack, rush it. You want me racks, rush it. Dress all black, rush it. So many hits, thought I had concussion. Buckets. Let's roll.
Ladies and gentlemen, welcome back to The Rush. It is your boy, Maxx Crosby, in the building. I got my brothers with me, Brogan Roback, Darian Terrell. We are back. Episode 71. Big shout out to Big 7-1, our big boy Darian's number at Eastern Michigan.
You can actually
great guard.
Right there.
You can see
right
it.
there.
Oh, yeah.
Yep, right here. There we go.
Oh, yeah, we got it all over.
Got it in the background. The man
What a
is an elite guard. But anyway, and we're back again to back to the show, unfortunately, with another loss. Definitely getting fucking old, but I will say control the controllables. That's where my mind's at. That was my message to the team. And, we just got to focus on what we can get better at. And we're only guaranteed 6 more games. You work all year round to be put in this position to have an opportunity to play NFL football. You know what I mean? And every day is a blessing, and you can't, nothing's guaranteed ever. And I know last year after, what was it, 12 games, I was done. Mm-hmm. And I know how terrible that feeling was. And I knew how bad I wanted to be on the field and play with my guys. But just being in this position now, I have a different perspective. Obviously the winning part is sickening. I want to be winning games and be in the mix at this time of the year. But right now, all I can focus on is where my feet are at, and that's dominating every single week. And we're going to keep doing that and, focus on what we can control. So that's really all I can say about it. With the game, that's really all I could touch on. But, I know you guys got some questions. I'll let you guys.
Yeah, we won't harp on it. D, you want to start us off on the game real quick, brother?
Yeah. I think you've talked about in the past. We had Shedeur on, and you kind of talked about you knew him from a young age, from when he was a young pup. What is it like being able to play against him and your thoughts? I know you put paws on him, but we were close to getting a big sack, which would have been fucking elite. But
I know.
What were your thoughts on a full circle kind of moment where it's the NFL, right? It's a pretty unique opportunity, but being able to see him step in and first start playing against him.
Honestly, it was cool. He's, me and him have a great relationship. I think you guys, know this better than most people. He was FaceTiming me a lot during the draft process and asking for advice and things like that. And I was, trying to help him out during the whole deal. But yeah, we have an awesome relationship, and it was fun out there. He's, on the field, he was kind of quiet, but like he's still him. Like that's one thing that I do respect about him. Like he's, he was poised for a young guy. That's something I wasn't surprised about. He's used to being in big moments and those type of environments. And it's funny. Somebody sent it to me today. They're like, Cleveland fans are talking shit because you bumped Shadur or something like that. And you could literally see us like laughing. We're fucking with each other. Like that's, our relationship. And then people kind of, got to see the video after the game where we're, kind of chirping back and forth. But, he's like a little brother to me. So respect the hell out of him. I'm happy for him. And I'm just happy he's getting an opportunity. You know what I mean? I want to see him win and do well. And I think he will. But yeah, it was a lot of fun. We definitely got to, get after him a little bit, and their offense in general. But we have a cool relationship, man, and I'm happy he's getting a shot.
Yeah, they were definitely getting rid of the ball quick, and I think like most weeks, it seems like they were running away from you specifically, but they were also getting rid of that ball quick and not giving the opportunity for you to stand over top of Shedeur. But to your point, he did lay hands on him, 3 QB hits. So it was definitely a battle, and it was really a defensive battle, really, that whole entire game. But I'm going to take it a step further. It was more so a battle between the 2 best defensive ends in the game, you and Miles Garrett. So I just want to ask you if you could just kind of talk about you guys dominating and making impacts for your team and just how you see it on the other end, because that's another interaction I think a lot of people got to see after the game was you two chopping up the best on the planet.
Yeah, no, it was dope. You know, me and Miles, we go way back. You know, we didn't know each other in high school, but you know, I knew of him from afar because at that time he was a 5-star recruit and he went to Arlington Martin, which is 20 minutes down the road from me. So
Texas boys.
he was. I mean, he looked like that in high school, which is
He's
insane.
an action
He was,
figure.
yeah, he's a mutant. But yeah, we got a ton of respect for each other. You know, I got a lot of love for him. He's a great dude. You know, in the off season, we've connected a few times at events and things like that. And he just he does it the right way. He works his ass off. He's a great player all around. And he's one of the best players of this generation. So for me, I've talked about it before, but like he pushes me to be better. And I'm sure I do the same for him because it's a constant competition. You know, we've been in the Pro Bowl together for 4 straight years now and made all pros together and things like that. And I know he wants to be the best. I want to be the best. And he's on a crazy streak right now. Like he's getting at the quarterback like a motherfucker. I can't lie. Like he's got a hot hand right now. So yeah, it pushes me. It makes me want to do even more. So you see like the interactions and things before and after the game, but also during the games. People were sending me clips like of him on the sideline, like shaking his head, laughing. When I'm getting TFL, like I was getting TFL, quarterback hit, all this stuff. And he's like, fuck. And I'm sure if they would have showed me, I'd have been like, fuck.
Yeah.
Because you see him getting home, you're like, fuck, I got to get home now. So yeah, I think we bring the best out of each other just every time we line up and our teams face each other because you want to be that guy. And yeah, so we got a cool relationship, bro. And it just when you have other guys that understand what it takes to be at that level, it's just you just have a different type of respect. There's some guys that talk it and I'm about this and da 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 da.
Yeah.
But they're kind of sometimes they're in, sometimes when it's hard they kind of fall. You know what I mean? Like I feel like that's saying we both share that same quality where we both are. No matter what's going on around us, we're gonna go out there and put everything on the line, regardless of the score or the record or whatever it is. We're gonna go out there and do everything we can to produce for our team. So yeah, ton of respect for Miles. That's my guy. And he's having a hell of a season, man. He's right now. I mean, there's without a doubt, just statistically, I mean, he's going to be Defensive Player of the Year if he keeps doing what he's doing.
Yeah, and obviously high praise from you, and he had a lot of high praise after the game, calling you basically the TFL king. He said no one does it like you, and which I think is so funny because we had that spat back and forth with Talib, which is all fun and games, obviously, but. It's fun to see the other guy who's right there with you in this defensive end battle give you that respect because it's well deserved, brother. So I would be remiss if I didn't say this, and this is your show, brother. So say no comment if you like. But obviously, Chip Kelly is no longer in the picture, and you got Greg Olsen now, the OC. Not sure if you have any thoughts on Greg Olsen, or even if anything to say to Chip, or we can just to the next part. But
yeah, no, it's funny. I talked about it on, with Jim earlier today. And, of course, Mike, I think it was Mike Florio or something, put out a clickbait type article and said it was time for a change, or made it seem like I was saying that we needed to fire Chip or some shit like that. And I'm like, then you read the quote and it's completely the opposite, where I'm showing respect because that's how I feel. Chip was always really cool with me. We had a great relationship. Like I said, you guys know this. I'm a Buckeye guy. So when we hired him, just coming off the Natty, when he came in the building, we had a lot of conversations and had a mutual respect for each other. And, it just didn't work out. Simple as that. And in this game, it's production-based business. And, our offense has been struggling. So, they felt like they needed to make a change, and we did. So, Ole stepping in as the interim, OC, we go way back. He was in Oakland when I was a young pup, and he was with the Raiders when I was a young guy in the league. He was, our OC back then with Gruden. Yeah. So we have a great relationship, and we, talk ball all the time, every day. It's me and him are walking in damn near the same time, first or second every day in the building. So he puts in the work. He's got a lot of experience. He's been with Pete before. He's been with Coach Gruden, and I think he's going to do a good job. So. I'm rooting for him, pulling for him, and I think he's going to do a good job for us. So, yeah, Ole's my guy. We got a really cool relationship.
Love that.
But yeah, Chip, to put all that together, stop with the clickbait shit. Me and Chip always had a great relationship. I wish him the best, and I think he's going to do. I'd probably expect him to go back to college. Some people do better in the league. Some people do better in the NFL, in college, and it is what it is. He's had a ton of success for a reason, and even in Philly, like, he had some really good offenses.
He spent time
with
at both
LaShawn
levels.
McCoy. Yeah, he's done it at a high level for a long time. Sometimes it's just things don't work out how they're expected, but wish him the best.
Hell yeah. Well, that's enough for the game, obviously, and it's a big week. It's Turkey Week.
Yeah.
Thanksgiving. Big week, D. A lot of great food, a lot of family time, and then obviously our favorite is just great football on Thursday when you're just lounging around. So we did this last year, and I think it should be done every year. But I want to start with you, D, if you don't mind. What are you grateful for this year? We'll go around the room maybe and just speak on that, and then after that, we got to just talk through our favorite Thanksgiving meal. So maybe say what you're thankful for and your favorite Thanksgiving meal all in one, and then we'll just go around.
Yeah, so thankful for obviously the boys. I think that's a constant each day. But I think this year is going to be a new one because I'm thankful Katie and I are expecting our first. So
let's fucking
I'm
go,
thankful
boy.
for the opportunity.
Come on now.
To be a dad. I'm fucking pumped.
Big shout out to D
Daddy
in the comments. Show your love to our boy.
Yes.
Baby
So
number one on the way.
Yep. So I've been holding it down here in Canton. That's why you don't always see me live and in action with the boys. But I'm super thankful for that. I'm fucking juiced.
Hell yes, bro.
Yes.
Yes. Keeping the name alive,
yeah.
baby. I'm
And
next.
then he's next.
Yes. Yes.
I knew
And
that
then
was
we're gonna
coming.
have just a group of banshees.
Yeah.
Oh my God.
Just beating each other up.
Munchkins.
Oh, I love it. And what's your
Yeah.
favorite meal, D? I feel like you are a... God, I don't know. What do you think Laurent is?
He's a big turkey leg guy.
Okay. Dark meat or white meat?
Dark.
Yes. I'm with you.
I don't like turkey. I really don't. I'm not a big turkey fan, to be honest. Yeah, I'm not a big turkey fan, to be honest. The only way is like you got to get some flavor with the dark meat. But
I'm
if you
so with
spatchcock
you.
a turkey, yeah, I'm not a big turkey guy, but if you spatchcock a turkey and you smoke it and do it on a Traeger, that's the only way I've found that I enjoy turkey. So
Wow.
Many trades.
Interesting.
Laurent
Yeah,
is.
you're a
Oh, yeah.
special
I'm a
guy.
big
You're-
skin
I'll
guy.
whip
You're
that bitch up.
You're a country boy at heart, D. I heard
From
some
the township,
stories about
baby.
your endeavors in Creole world with the
Oh,
whole hunting expeditions.
I'm ready.
freaking love it.
Opening day, rifle season, Saturday, baby.
I'm with you, D. Obviously, I'm forever grateful for you guys. But I think for me, man, I'm very, very grateful just for the people that we're surrounded by. Truly, I know that's probably pretty vague and lame, but just our core group, our circle, our crew. I mean, we roll into games and it's a fucking mob. We roll around to wherever we go in the off season. It's a mob, but it's the new Sopranos. It's how we roll it. That's how we talk about it. Just very grateful that it's a family that we got to choose as opposed to being born into. And that's not saying I love my family. We all love our families to death, but it's just different, man. And if we were blood, it still wouldn't even make us closer than what we are. So very grateful. We're all on the same trajectory. We're all on the same vision. We have the same mindset. And I love just this group because we push each other constantly to bring the best out of one another. And I think that's very hard to find. It's very rare to find with people who don't have those same qualities and don't have the same vision. So very, very, very blessed to be surrounded by that every single day. So I love you guys, obviously, but love the group as well. And then my favorite meal, man, it's cheesy potatoes all motherfucking day with the frosted flakes on top. Stop playing with me.
It's
I
not the
like
frosted
right?
flakes. It's
Yeah,
like
give me
Kellogg's.
that.
It's not frosted flakes.
It's
you
Tony the
fucking
Tiger.
idiot.
Laurent,
Yes.
Yes.
That shit is fun. Cheesy
Kellogg's.
potatoes, you can't go wrong.
by far. And I'm a ham guy, by the way, over turkey. So spam in the comments if you're either ham or turkey guy. Oh, you're a turkey
Frosted
guy.
flakes.
No, I'm really not.
And
either.
time out really quick. If you got to play on Thanksgiving, which I feel like the Raiders should definitely play on Thanksgiving at some point. Just
We
like
have. It was
Okay.
a while ago.
Was
though.
it the Cowboys?
It was the Cowboys.
Would you chew that turkey leg they got on the field? It kind of looks plastic.
It might be, but honestly, the turducken, I really want to have a turducken. I've
yeah.
never had it before.
Me either.
Yeah, I think we need to break out a turducken for
That
the
would be
boys.
amazing.
That'd
I
be
might have to
awesome.
whip that up for the boys.
Yeah, it might be time.
Please.
I'm intrigued.
Yes.
No question.
Yes.
But yeah, I'll finish it off. Make it short and sweet. I feel like we all kind of hit on it. But I feel like we all kind of hit on it. But I feel like we all kind of hit on it. But yeah, I'll finish it off. Make it short and sweet. I feel like we all kind of hit on it. But I think honestly it's the same thing for me. You know, when you have a lot of like-minded people that you love and you grow with and evolve with, there's nothing more special than that. And like you said, everywhere we roll, you know, we always say New Sopranos, and that's, you know, we're all big Sopranos fans. And, you know, my cousins and, you know, family, they give me shit sometimes about all the mob references and mob stuff. You see my house, it's mob stuff everywhere. But honestly, it's like, you know, obviously the craziness, you know, that the mob did, all that, it's not necessarily about that. It's about just the, you know, the principle of, you know, having people that, you know, share the same values and, you know, have your back to the end, and you're willing to grow and go through all, you know, the ups and downs with, you know what I mean? I just think about back when we were at Eastern, you know what I mean? You guys took me under your wing as a young pup, and now we're over 10 years later and we're at a whole different stage of life and doing the things we've always dreamed of and talked about a long, long time ago. And, you know, we've obviously added pieces to, you know, to our, you know, our crew. And everybody, you know, holds their own at a different level. And it's so awesome. You know what I mean? For me, I take a lot of pride in, you know, setting a standard for everyone around me. And I know you guys do the same. And, you know, I never want to ever be the one that is questioned about, is he holding his weight or is he doing enough? And I always want to go above and beyond, not just for my personal gain, it's for everybody to eat. And that's what we're doing. And it's a special thing. And obviously, you know, last but not least, I have to say I'm beyond grateful for my girls. You know what I mean? Rachel and Ella, you know, those two girls in my world. They hold the fort down. Ella, she is evolving as well. She's growing so fast. And, you know, that relationship is something I cherish with everything in me. Just being a dad, you know what I mean? Being a dad is probably the coolest thing ever. With everything, you know, football, I'm beyond grateful. My obsession of being the greatest at what I do, that's one thing. But, you know, being a dad is something that I never knew I could have so much love and have so much enjoyment from, you know, being a big part of helping raise, you know, my beautiful daughter. And, yeah, she makes everything make sense. So beyond grateful for them, beyond grateful for the New Sopranos, you know that. You see the fucking outfit. You see I'm rocking the Tony today. That Tony. You know how it is. But beyond grateful for everybody in our circle. So
Amen.
That's all I got. I love you guys.
Yeah, and he obviously likes to eat green bean casserole.
No,
Meal.
my favorite meal. I do like the cheese potatoes. That's got to be top 3. But I always throw this in there. If stuffing is done right, there's nothing like some great stuffing, and it's something that I will fuck up.
That's grown on me over the years.
Yeah, like honestly, and then you get the little gravy, add some moisture in there. Game changer, bro. Man. And mashed potatoes too. Like I know it's simple. You just need mashed potatoes there, and then
gravy.
It makes everything make
sense. We know how crazy you are with your diet. Like, do you actually eat Thanksgiving dinner?
Yeah, well, so Ricky, my nutritionist, he's incredible. He's our nutritionist with the Raiders. He does all my meals and makes sure all my macros and everything is on point. He does whip me up at Thanksgiving. It's not the exact, what everybody else really eats, but he makes it enjoyable and, allows me to celebrate with everybody else. So, yeah, I definitely looking forward to that for sure. Nothing that's going to hold me, weigh me down, but it's going to hit the spot for sure.
Oh, yeah. I love it. I love
it. Hey, one thing I didn't say, honorable mention, because I didn't give one, corn casserole. I don't know if anybody here has dabbled in it, but it is fire,
bro.
That is, you can't have that all the time. You can't make that in the summertime. This is a Christmas, Thanksgiving fucking concoction, and it slaps every time.
And cream corn.
Cream corn is gas.
So fire.
Put that in there.
Ooh, what, D?
Go crazy.
D,
wrist work.
I have the best wrist work in the whole fucking Midwest.
All right, we're going to go ahead and flip this script.
All right, Condor Cartel, we have been teaming up with MoonPay all of 2025 to make it easy to get into crypto. Well, they just partnered with one of the wildest apps in the game, Pump.fun, the place where every viral meme coin is born. MoonPay is now live in the new Pump.fun mobile app, making it fast and simple to trade, stream, or even launch your own memes in just a few clicks. People are earning just from the trading fees on coins that they create. You can get in on the action with as little as $20 and use Apple Pay, Google Pay, Venmo, PayPal, whatever it is, debit cards and credit cards, and it literally takes just a few seconds. It's fun. It's pump.fun, so hit the app, fund it with MoonPay, and see what happens. Remember, guys, while MoonPay makes buying crypto straightforward, it's essential to do your own research and understand the risks that are involved. Crypto trading can be volatile, and you could lose your investment. MoonPay is a tool to facilitate your transactions, not a source of financial advice, so trade responsibly, Condor Cartel.
Here, let's go on to around the league here. Last night, Rams Bucks Sunday Night Football. Baker goes down. Rams have a field day. I mean, an absolute routing of that game. Devontae with 2 touchdowns. What's our thoughts after watching that performance? Are they the Super Bowl favorite?
Yeah, I'll keep it short and sweet. I've been saying this for some time, and I think the Rams. I said the NFC. I think the Rams are the favorite. Obviously, our playoff, hopes are not there right now. You got to keep that alive as long as you can. But that doesn't affect anything we got going on. But I will say the Rams, I could see them winning the Super Bowl. I think the combination of having 2 legitimate number 1 receivers with Puka and Devontae, having an all-pro / Pro Bowl running back, having Sean McVay, one of the best offensive minds in football and coaches in general, and then Matthew Stafford playing at a level that we didn't even know he can hit another level, and he's doing that. And the young defense, their front from Jared Verse, Byron Young, Braden Fisk, Kobe Turner, their whole front is young and hungry, and their DBs are really stepping up lately. So you got to give them, for me, that's just who I believe is the most complete team, and I think they're gonna be raising a trophy.
I agree. I think the one thing you see around the league is it's like, hey, the Eagles are the favorite. Okay, then it was the Colts, and I feel like a lot of those teams, they're still great teams, and they're still gonna have a great run or a chance to go at the Super Bowl, of course. But I think it's fluctuated, right? People are like, have people figured out the Colts? Is there too much drama going on in Philly? And now they blew a huge lead to a divisional rival with the Eagles, and we'll probably talk about that. But the Rams have stayed consistent, and I think that's a big part of being like, hey, I think it's pretty dumb for everybody to not say that they're the favorite. And I shout out to Pat McAfee, shout out to Hembo Stats, but I did see Tay did just pass Jimmy Graham for the most 1-yard touchdown passes on the 1-yard line in history with 15. And we talked about this last night. His route running is one of the best ever. And on top of that, though, his get off is filthy. So it makes sense why to throw him the ball on the 1-yard line. He kills dude immediately, and Stafford's already throwing the ball. He just runs underneath it, and it's a cheat code.
It's a cheat code.
And he's almost, I don't want to use the word resurrected. I used that last night when we were watching the game, but it's worked out very well for Tay, and I think it's just the energy he spoke about that and that team. So it's hard to go against Sean McVay, a loaded offense and a loaded defense that's playing really well. So, I'm with you. I think they're the favorites as of now, and I don't know if you have anyone different, D, but I'd be curious to hear.
I don't.
I know.
They're showing up week in and week out, and it's like a toss-up. Teams are losing or playing tight games with teams that you wouldn't think they should.
Yeah.
But there's one thing that's true is the Rams are – I think Stafford started like 11 of 11 or 12 for 12 to start the game. Like he was out there dealing.
Yeah, it's crazy.
It is crazy.
Yeah, they're the only one that really jumps out that's glaring to me.
Yeah, and obviously talking about great quarterbacks, Joe Burrow is slated to come back Thursday night, which is kind of crazy. I didn't think it was going to be that fast.
Yeah.
I know, D, you had a pretty crazy take. Not crazy. I shouldn't say that. It's disrespectful on my end. Hand up. But that you said the Bengals could make a push in the division. So I guess I got to ask, they gave a scare to the Patriots this weekend. I thought they were weirdly going to be the ones to knock them off, which would make absolutely no sense, I'm sure, to everybody. But that's the NFL.
Yeah.
And just curious, if we think with Joe Burrow back in the helm and then obviously Jamar coming back from suspension, do we think that they might actually make a push? Or Are the Ravens really kicking now? That's the hard part.
The Ravens are kicking, but I feel like it's going to be a similar situation as last year. Unfortunately, Trey Hendrickson's still out. I think he's going to be out again on Thursday. So that definitely hurts them. But Joe Burrow, bro, I'd never count out Joe Burrow.
No.
I think, that team, that offense, they're able to sling the rock around like crazy. They're another one of 2 number 1 receivers. I don't know T. Higgins' status. He might be out Thursday, but you put Joe Burrow and Jamar Chase on the field together, it's hard to beat.
Yeah.
So, yeah, it's going to be interesting. They got to be perfect. They got to damn near win out. But I wouldn't put it past them. They did it last year and went on a crazy run at the end. So we'll see how that shakes up. But Baltimore's definitely looking like the favorite to me, in my opinion. And the Steelers lost again.
I think I have to step up here.
Oh, God.
Thank you. Please do.
I do. This is.
I know you do.
Let me look at my camera.
I already know what you're going to say.
Let me look at my camera when I say this. Aaron, I'm sorry. I should not have spoken out of line like that about you. And Rudolph is not. He did do a great job, but it's disrespectful for me to think that he was going to come in and lead the helm any better than Aaron could do. Now, their offense did score 28 points, but disrespectful on my end. That being said, I think the Steelers are going to be in some trouble, man. I hope they get it turned around just because for the division. It just makes football better when you have the big, organizations, the historic ones that have won numerous Super Bowls, etc. It just makes it more fun when they're around. If you look at the top of the guys that are basically in the playoff picture now, it's like looking back at 2010.
Yeah.
Facts. It's like
Patriots, Colts, Broncos. It's crazy.
Yeah,
man.
and then so it's cool, but I have to say, I like to troll sometimes, and I shouldn't have been trolling my GOAT like that. But that being said, let's get you back healthy. Let's see what they got going on. But they did move the ball well again. I mean, I'd be remiss to not say that. They really, really did. And at some point, Rudolph, with that stash, took off running 40 yards.
Yeah, it's crazy.
So we don't forget.
Maybe I know you don't, but I had to address that because I know I like to talk some shit, but I need to hold myself accountable.
The one thing I will say about the Bengals thing before we go on to the next is they have a bit of a gauntlet the next 3 weeks, right? So they have Ravens, Bills, Ravens.
Damn.
Welcome
and then
back,
they go
Joe.
Dolphins, Cardinals, Browns.
If he's able to pull off a couple wins like that, shit. They're gonna. I feel like they're gonna be shootouts, low key,
And,
especially the Bills.
And they're getting, and then now they're getting the Ravens twice, who are just catching stride, and the Bills, who have been up and down, hot and cold, who will catch stride in the last quarter of the season. Maybe I take back my statement. Maybe I do. Maybe I don't. We'll see.
Well,
Hey, Texans are a sleeper too.
I was just going to ask you what your thoughts are, low key, about their defense.
Their defense is nasty.
Right.
I mean, they're similar. They have like a similar build to Cleveland. I feel like just defensively, like they got dudes everywhere, all over the place. They got Cleveland's got Denzel Ward. They got Stingley. They got Daniil Hunter, Will Anderson. They got Miles Garrett and Malik Collins, and you know what I mean. Like both those teams are just defensively have so many guys that can get out to the quarterback and DBs who can really guard one-on-one. It makes it really difficult for an offense. So I think Houston, they've had some ups and downs, but they've had some good wins even with Stroud out. Coming back, I think they're going to be scary. I think they're a team that's going
to be pissed.
They're going to be a wild card team that comes in and low key you don't want to see.
No,
Yeah.
I agree.
Real quick, the competitor in Stroud is going to come back on fucking fire. I know it to be true.
Yes.
He has seen that offense perform and Mills come out and start slinging it like his old days. He's going to come out with a chip on his shoulder.
So it's hard. That's what I was going to ask, and maybe I'll just speak on it. But it's like I feel like it's a hard decision to say. I know CJ's your guy. Obviously, we're not starting a controversy here at all. But Tom Brady, for example, has been on record before saying you got to go with guys who have the hot hand, and if that never happened, he would not have ever gotten his chance, and he probably would not have had the career he had if they didn't roll with the hot hand. In his incident with Drew Bledsoe, so. If you're the Texans, I know you want to get CJ out there, but then you have Davis Mills, who's 3-0 as a starter when they did not win a whole lot. They were 5-5 until the Bills game.
Yeah.
So, and to your point, There was times where Danielle Hunter and Will Anderson, they didn't come out till third down numerous times. They were on the sidelines, first, second down, right and third, come in, sack.
Yeah.
One of them. The depth on that team is insane. And I think that the way you just have to play is take care of the ball, win the turnover battle, and I think you're going to be sitting in a pretty good spot. So I don't know. It'd be interesting. I think as a coach and as an organization, that's a hard thing to juggle on, hey, do we roll with our guy or do we roll with the hot hand?
That's tough.
You know, because you don't want to piss people off.
Stroud's your guy. That's supposed to be your franchise guy, and
Mm-hmm.
he's had success. He just won him a playoff game. Back-to-back years, he's won playoff games. So, and he's played well in big games. So it's going to be really interesting, but I think they do roll with Stroud, even though I understand where Brady's coming from too. Like, obviously, he at that time, everyone was like, can't bench Drew Bledsoe. He's the franchise. But they rolled to Brady, and the rest is history. So I'm not saying that's the same, but, you know, they're 3-0 with Mills. They played good ball. They've beaten good teams. It's not like they just beat some slappies. They beat some good teams.
Yes.
So, yeah, we'll see what happens, but it's going to be interesting. I think they got a weird little low-key quarterback controversy.
Low-key?
You know, brewing.
You're calling it?
A little bit.
It's funny. I
Little
started
bit.
off with this isn't a controversy, and then we got a low-key at the end. Love that.
I mean, he's playing well.
I want to ask one high-key
Long-ass
quarterback
neck,
controversy
too.
question. Long
As hell.
One high-key quarterback controversy question. Do you think that the Minnesota Vikings are sitting there kicking themselves after not throwing the bag after going 14-3 and dealing with 9 this season? Brogan, are they pissed? Are they pissed that they have 9?
Okay, I'm gonna change.
Talk to me. No, talk to me real. Talk to me really.
I'm gonna be real.
Straightforward.
I am
here.
gonna be real.
God.
I have said
Thank you.
I've said a lot of stuff, and I think a lot of people online, and then you get the talk shows on ESPN, Fox, etc. also saying the 9. It's in a negative light, right? Look at Max covering his face. I'm not gonna go that route, and I was on that route a lot recently, but I personally feel like the NFL has a development and a patience problem. And I think, yes, they low-key should have rolled a different quarterback out this year. I do feel that. I'm not saying JJ's not their guy. 9 is not their guy. I'm not saying that. It's not looking like he is their guy, obviously. But I also do think
9.
their team right now is ready to win. And if he's not and his mechanics were already not ready to rock and roll before the season started, why not sign Darnold? Why not sign someone else? Doesn't even have to be Darnold. Sign someone else and bring him in and still hold on to him. Let him sit. Jordan Love sat 4 fucking years.
Yeah.
Aaron Rodgers sat not that long, but guys sit. And that's okay. But I feel like this day and age, they don't have the patience. So that's why I say that. And then on top of it, where's the development at? And I'm not blaming Kevin O'Connell. I hate to see a guy like Kevin O'Connell, who everyone knows is a proven coach, even be put in a negative light. Not saying he is, but it's kind of bullshit if he's going to be put in a light because his young quarterback cannot figure it out. He's struggling.
It's crazy to look back and you see what that roster had last year, and they had Darnold and Daniel Jones, and both of them are leading their teams to the playoffs right now. It's crazy. Yeah. But you just never know. It's hard. And that's the nature of the beast. And the NFL's business side, like, you draft J.J. McCarthy, top 10, he's your guy.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? So it's like you said, I know he's struggling, but at this point, like, you almost have to roll with him. I mean, there's no other, what do you do?
Now he's in some weird concussion protocol that they figured out on the flight home.
Yeah, he was probably
to me,
drooling.
that tells me they're protecting him. I'm telling you right now, that tells me they're protecting him. I don't give a fuck that he had a headache at some point. But I really think...
But, like, what do you think he's going to do? Get better?
Well, I don't think they're set
from
up.
From where he's at now, like, do you think it's going to, like... And I don't mean that to come off as blunt as I did, but do you think there's strides that are going to be made that drastically that's going to make this improvement where it's like, okay, he's a revolutionized player?
I don't think immediately, but I think you're at this point, there's no going back. You finish it out. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
That's because they don't have a Daniel Jones or a Sam Darnold.
No, they have a rookie.
A rookie. I don't even know.
I don't even know if he was drafted.
Yeah.
Like, he might be an undrafted rookie.
Yeah. So, I mean, do you do that? I don't think so.
I don't either.
You just got to roll with JJ.
Yeah, I agree.
Let him go through the growing pains at this point. He's already 11 games in. Roll the dice and let him keep rolling. You know what I mean? That's all you can do, in my opinion.
I agree. And obviously, we joke around a lot, but I do hope it works out for him at some point. Maybe it's not right now.
9.
9. That's who we're referring to. In case
It's
anybody's,
not. It's not right now.
I know it's not.
All right, Condor Cartel. Let's be serious here for a second. I've always been pretty picky when it comes to jewelry. Most of it feels pretty cheap or it costs way too much. But when I got my first piece from GLD, man, I was blown away. Every piece they make is top tier. It's real gold, hand-set stones. It's waterproof, sweat-proof, the whole 9. You can feel the quality when you put it on. It's got weight, it's got shine, and it just absolutely hits different. GLD is built right. I got this GLD chain from them, and it's become part of my daily fit. It's waterproof, it's sweat-proof, and it's guaranteed for life. Like this thing is not coming off during my workouts, during a flight, whatever. It's durable, it's clean, and it just elevates the entire look. And you know that feeling when you throw on a new chain before heading out? Instant confidence boost. That's what GLD nails. I wore it to a holiday party last weekend, clean fit, chain shining, and I'm not kidding. I got more compliments in one night than I ever have. That right there is the GLD effect. It is real. It just boosts your confidence. You carry yourself a little taller, a little bit smoother. They've got everything. Chains, pendants, rings, watches. You name it, they've got it. They've even got collabs with NFL, NBA, MLB, WNBA, and even DC Comics. So if you want to rep your team or rock something totally custom, GLD will make it happen. And the best part, GLD is hooking up our listeners right now, just in time for the holidays. For a limited time, new customers get 50% off plus a free chain when you use code THERUSH at GLD.com. That is 50% off and a free chain with code THERUSH at GLD.com. Support the show, look good doing it, and remember, work hard and change the game.
One thing I want to talk about, should Dak be up for MVP? Because he was just here. You got to see him up close and personal, but also that we talked about this, storming back from 21-0 against the Eagles. And then also on that, is George Pickens wide receiver 1? Because he needs that respect. NFL young boy deserves it.
NFL young boy. Yeah, I mean, he's definitely playing like it.
Right?
I mean, he's going crazy.
Remember last night in the theater room, you literally turned your head when you were stretching, you're like, he really put those numbers up again?
Yeah, 9 for 140
ignorant.
something. He's so
9.
cold.
He's so cold.
He's cold, bro.
He is.
He's cold, and that just shows you, like, that's another team. You got 2 number 1 receivers. It's hard to defend. You could only, you can't double both of them.
Yeah.
So somebody's going to eat, and, CD's getting a lot of attention, and Pickens is getting the looks, and eventually you're going to have to do the same with him.
Yep.
And that's where CD gets activated. And I think Dak is one of the most underrated guys. He gets a lot of heat, obviously being with Dallas and the Cowboys, and you know what comes with that.
Mm-hmm.
But I feel like he gets his flowers to an extent, but he's done it at a high level for a long time now.
Yeah.
And I think people need to start putting some more respect on his name.
Yeah, and he just became the all-time, in yards passing leader in Cowboys history, passing Troy Aikman and passing Tony Romo.
Oh, he already passed him?
Passed him.
Wow.
Yesterday, middle of the game.
Wow. Yeah, no, he's
and
like
obviously
that,
the game
bro.
evolves, right? You're going to throw
Of
the ball down
course.
more than ever.
Of
but
course,
still,
but Dak is him, bro.
I agree.
He was a 4th-round pick. People forget that real fast. He was a 4th-round pick and a running quarterback at Mississippi State.
And I think
he turned into a legitimate pocket passing.
I never
dude.
thought he could throw the ball like this when he was coming out of Mississippi State.
He changed his whole mechanic. It just shows he put in the work.
I agree.
And he still does. He does. So those guys like him, they deserve all the credit in the world.
I completely agree. I love it. Well, that should wrap
All
up
right, 12. Let's get us into some college football for us.
Ooh, yeah. Hey. We're rivals this week. You know that. Just intrinsically. I know we obviously rock with our squads. I see them. Hey, Duckies. But it's the game this weekend.
Come on.
Michigan, Ohio State. Obviously, I want to ask this before we go on it. What is the greatest rivalry you guys think in all of sports, or we can just keep it on in the college football realm? This is obviously, for me,
the
peak. This is the greatest rivalry in sports. Now you have
As
Alabama.
a Michigan fan?
What'd you say?
As a Michigan fan?
Yeah. As a Michigan fan.
Okay.
Okay. But I think this is the best rivalry. Obviously, you have Alabama, Auburn is another great one. You have the Yankees, Red Sox, all that shit. But that's mine personally. I don't know if you boys have anything other than that, but there's no way you have a different one.
No, I think Ohio State, Michigan is the greatest rivalry. I mean, there's so many great rivalries in sports.
Yep.
But that one is just, I mean, it's different.
Yeah.
Energy's different. It means the world. to
Throw the
those
record
fan
books
bases.
out.
Yeah, they don't care about the record. None of that going into the game. Both teams could lose every game, but whoever wins that game could go out happy,
Yeah.
knowing they beat their rival, because there's so much hatred between the two. And that's what just makes it such a good battle. Because even last year, it looked like, okay, this is the year Ohio State's going to roll. Like, they're dominating all year, boom, and they somehow freaking lose. End up going to win a natty. But still, people, like, have an asterisk on that season purely because they lost to Michigan, even though they won the natty, which is insane.
The bragging
It just
right.
shows you how important and how big that game is. So, yeah, but I'm going to say this.
Oh.
I'm going to say this right now. Ohio State's going to fucking roll. They're going to fucking roll, and the tide will turn. It's time. I'm sick of the shit. I'm sick of seeing Michigan skate by and get these close wins. It needs to go back to how it used to be. My whole childhood and growing up, Buckeyes are back. They're going to whoop Michigan's ass. And that's all I have to say.
I think it's going to be interesting because it's going to be the first team I think Ohio State plays all year that's worth a shit. So it's going to be a great test for them, right, D? I know you're in the same boat.
Here we go.
Finally.
God.
Truthfully, I do think Ohio State gets ignorant and runs it up. There's a reason why Jeremiah Smith wasn't playing, why Cardell Tate wasn't playing. Like, they're getting right because they're going on their run, and they have the
Yes.
luxury of doing that in the middle towards the end of their season, which is nice. But I think that Ohio State runs it up. They're just a far better team than Michigan.
Yeah.
They have to.
To your
bro.
guys'
I'm a
point,
freak
too,
out.
the books obviously think that way, too. I mean, they're 9.5-point favorites in this huge rivalry game. Now, I think that's too many points,
I
but
think
to
they beat
your
them by
point,
like
you
20
guys...
some points.
I think they're gonna roll, bro.
That was last year.
I
Last
think
year
it's
they
a
were
three-
favored 21
I
points,
know.
and I think
I know.
you're like,
I know.
That's
eh.
insane.
But
I
that's-
still can't believe
Like, you know how sick they are that they're looking at this and like, this is disrespectful, and I think they run it up by a 3-touchdown game. I think it's like an old-fashioned ass whooping, and that defense is going to put Underwood into a blender.
Yeah,
I think they literally have been
What
scheming
the fuck
just
is
for
he
this
talking
game.
about?
he's talking that truth.
I do.
He's
I
talking
He's
do
a
I
actually
closet
believe it.
Ohio State fan, though.
I
Low
know
key.
he is.
He is low key.
I like the product that they put on the field. I hate the fucking fans. I can't stand them. I think that they're fucking idiots.
The fuck is that supposed to
Stupid.
mean? I'm a fucking fan.
They're
What are
ignorant
you fucking
people.
trying to say?
Yeah, but live in
motherfucker?
Ohio and deal
Tell
with the
him,
fucking
dude.
average viewer who sits there and watches it. Fucking fire day, you idiots, and hire who? You just
I
won a
said the
national
same
championship.
thing.
I'm with you, but you're the anomaly.
Yeah, thanks.
Yes, I love
Appreciate
it.
All
that.
right. Anyways,
Thanks for putting
my
some respect on
my
my
one
name.
and only. I said it was a stupid take then too. I think it's in hire who.
Grow up.
Okay, hot take.
Urban. I'm joking.
I
I'm
think-
Ryan Day. I'm Team Ryan Day, though. He proved me wrong. I said it. He won the
Yeah.
natty. He's forgiven until this
Hope you guys
weekend.
have no
he
beef,
just have
right?
to
You
win.
guys don't have any beef, right?
No, I went and worked out at the
No beef.
facility. Me and Tomislav. I mean, it was great. They welcomed me with open arms. Had a great time. It was
Well, at least Tomislav woke up for that. By the way, way to wake up this morning, Tommy.
Yeah,
we had a workout.
He's a
for-
fraud. I'm literally like dead ass. If Tomislav's watching this, I'm gonna beat his ass.
Yeah.
Dead ass. I'm gonna beat his ass
like
because you know
he's
what he
actually
did the
pissed he
last day
missed
of
the
Ohio
workout.
State too.
What?
He didn't show up for a workout.
He didn't go.
His word has to mean something.
No, I'm legit they're gonna have a problem.
I love that we
And I know.
He's decided his death wish.
No, fucking, we're gonna tag him on this. We're gonna clip this, and also, we could mention this too.
No,
Darian, you
we
should have
don't.
seen what I did to them in horse last night.
We just
How
my
bad?
Clean,
Darian.
clean 4-0 sweep, both of them.
we
Wipe
felt
the
bad.
floor
We
with-
felt bad.
Felt
Okay.
bad. I was out there sparking shit.
How many floater teardrops?
Dude, this guy
Honestly, not as much as you would expect. Straight jumpers.
this guy shoots every shot off 1 foot and he's at half court and he's netting 20 in a row. And it's like he's Jokic.
I've been in the lab.
It pisses me off.
I have an advantage having the court here. My shot is a
I'd say.
problem. Yeah, I might go overseas when I'm done. Get a couple years in Euro ball.
Fuck the
Get
UFC.
going.
I'm serious.
You
in
could be like
Serbia.
Puka. Puka wants to do the same thing. He
No,
said
deadass.
he wants to
Give
retire.
me like 2 seasons in Serbia. I'll be good. I'll
Low-
die happy.
Oh, they'll be
Yes.
rioting in those
Oh, yeah.
stadiums.
Yes.
All right, my last thing before we jump into the teams real quick. Best rivalry growing up, in my opinion, it is dead now, unfortunately, but was USC. I grew up a USC fan. Shout out Verdi, LA. USC Notre Dame back in the day.
Oh,
like
yeah.
the tush push era, like
Yeah.
all of those. It
Brady
was a
Quinn.
slugfest.
Matt
it was a
Leinart.
slugfest every single year. but it's unfortunate that it's not anymore.
Yeah, I agree. That shit's a good one. I didn't even think about it
That's a
because
good one.
they're not slated on the actual rivalry
Facts.
weekend. But
Yeah.
that's a great point.
I'll say this one too. Obviously, I'm just gonna say this selfishly. I just think the Chiefs, Raiders history overall,
Yeah.
it's one of the most classic ones all time. And I'm a little biased being in my position, but another one in the NFL that is slept on is Steelers Ravens. I think that's another one that's always a.
Do you think that's bigger than Steelers Bengals?
Yeah.
Because there's some crime
just
scenes
the
in
history.
that.
There's definitely some crime scenes, but I just feel like overall, just the griminess. You think Palomalu versus Ed Reed,
Yeah.
Big Ben, Joe Flacco, and that's crazy. Joe Flacco's still playing, which is mind blowing, and still could sling the rock.
Yeah.
But yeah, I just as a pure football fan growing up, those Steeler Ravens games in the cold, you're like, yeah, it's gonna be fucking just fireworks. Ray Lewis, Terrell Suggs, James Harrison, just a bunch of fucking animals. They were so fun to watch.
Yes. A field full of freaks, literally at that time.
Yeah.
So obviously,
All
our
right.
my squad D, Oregon, Washington, we can't sleep. We
Yeah.
cannot fall asleep at the wheel because we just cracked the top 5 in the playoffs. You see him?
Who got you those?
JPJ hooked the boy up, got me had to
Who got
stop
you
X.
those?
I had to cut it off because I can't resell them. Don't worry, I'm not going to.
No.
Because
Yeah.
we are going to hoist this up. I'm going to do a shoey, and when we win the national championship, I'm going to dump a happy dad right in that, and I'm going to go, and I'm wearing no socks currently, so that's going to be really sweet.
I was going
Ew.
to say that's going to be really tasty.
Oh, ripe.
You-
And also, Tommy Eichenberg, I need you to send me some Ohio State gear because I did get some when I was there, but I need like need some shoes.
Call him out.
I need, Tommy.
Fuck.
If you're watching, we're gonna
Caitlin.
tag you as well. I need some Buckeye gear.
You
bro.
better talk to
All right,
Caitlin,
we're just going to
Darian.
start tagging everybody because, Kaylin, I need a sweatsuit or something. Give me
Call-
like a
you know who to
basketball
call.
travel suit.
Ryan
I know.
Grubb.
What the fuck?
That's his go-to
All
right there.
That was your coach.
Yeah.
I mean,
Yes.
Rogan!
And D,
All right,
don't
man,
fall
roll
asleep.
tide roll.
Yeah.
Roll tide roll. You already know what it is. They're about to get to smacking. This last week was a warm up. We had Eastern Illinois 56-0. Clockwork,
Yep.
easy work. Roll tide roll. They smack Auburn.
I don't
That's it.
disagree.
Ohio State's the best team in the country. All right.
This guy's
On to the next.
ridiculous. All right, guys, if you're looking to take your game to the next level, we're happy to announce our partnership with Skull Smash Aromatic Sports Sense. We all know the feeling, guys. You're gearing up for that big play or that max effort at the gym. You need that edge. That extra level of intensity, well, that's exactly what Skull Smash is bringing to the table. These aren't your typical products. They've got over 40 different scents in a variety of strengths and sizes. So no matter what, or no matter your vibe, there's something for you. Every bottle of Skull Smash is made right here in the USA. So you know you're getting the freshest, most powerful experience possible. No prepackaged stuff just sitting around on the shelves. It's all about quality. And what I really love is this solid formulation. There's no mess, there's no spills, there's no activating. Just shake it and take it. It's all about getting you dialed in and getting you dialed in fast. We have athletes on the podcast all the time, and they swear by it, no matter the sport. Football, basketball, hockey, you name it. Skull Smash is for any athlete who wants to focus better, push harder, and even hit peak strength when it matters the most. Plus, Skull Smash has a special offer for you guys that are listening. Use code RUSH15 at checkout and get 15% off your order. Head on over to skullsmash.com and check out their full lineup of scents and products. Trust me, guys, if you're serious about bringing your A game, this is something you do not want to miss.
All right, let's just get into our dog of the day, Brogan. I'm going to go ahead and let you pass this on, and then we're going to get into our Rushman of the week, and then we're going to wrap it up because we're at the 44-minute mark.
Yeah, absolutely. So, obviously, dog of the day, this guy normally leads it off. But it's fuck that. I'm running this bitch today on dog of the day because he would
Here we
never,
go.
ever allow this in any days of the week. But our dog of the day is our very own, our brother, Maxx Crosby, the Condor. Because,
Appreciate
yes,
it, boys.
thank you. Thank
Love
you.
you guys.
love you, bro. Because you deserve your flowers. You give people their flowers while they're still here on earth. And we believe you deserve the same exact treatment. And also because you led the team in tackles as a defensive end, which I don't know how likely that is a lot of times. So, and you've done that before, but 5 solo tackles, 8 total, and you had 5 TFLs, which I believe is a career high.
Career high, yeah.
Fuck it. Come on, one more. And then 3 QB hits.
One more.
3 QB hits. So obviously he was putting his paws, to your point, Darian, on his friend Shedeur Sanders, but an absolutely relentless attitude. And I love this part. This year alone, man, so many times, the fourth quarter alone, you go on these streaks where it's 2-3 TFLs in a row, or you get a sack, or you like come alive in the very last moment, which is exactly what you train for.
Yeah.
And we know that. And also, you big time players make big time plays in big time moments, and you continue to do that, and you are never out of the hunt, no matter what is going on the scoreboard, no matter what the environment is like in the stadium. You continue to play. You never let off the gas, and I think you should be celebrated for that. So therefore, you are our dog of the motherfucking day.
Appreciate it, boy.
Hell yeah. We know you wouldn't allow it.
Appreciate it, boys. It means the world.
Nicely done.
Amen.
Hey, great monologue, 12. That was very well done.
That was good work.
Thank you, brother.
That was
All right,
good
well,
work.
take us into our Rushmen.
Okay, here we go. So, you guys already know this. This is my favorite segment of the show. I mean, you already know what time it is. It's our Rushmen of the week. We always pick 3. Sometimes we throw in some honorable mentions. I'm going to start with an honorable mention because we already had our top 3 picked. Unfortunately, one of these guys, I mean, he could be number 1 again, to be honest, in this list. But I'm going to put my honorable mention with Miles Garrett. I mean, a 3-piece again. He went crazy. Unfortunately, it's against my team. But, I mean, you can't deny what he's doing. He's on a heater right now when it comes to sacking the quarterback. He's having a crazy run right now. So I would be crazy to not mention him in this because he definitely could be number 1 again because he got number 1 last week. But we like to show love around the whole league and get everybody involved. So we're starting at number 3 right here with Darius Alexander, sleeper. This guy's been having a very sneaky, quiet. I wouldn't say quiet, but he's just, kind of under the radar because all the names in New York, they got a lot of freaking good rushers over there with the Giants. But he had 4 tackles, 2 sacks, 2 TFLs, big D tackle. The dude's getting better and better, and he's showing up and making plays. And you got to give him his love and respect. And if I'm not wrong, it's a Toledo Rocket.
Yeah,
that's a Toledo Rocket. And we always show our love to the Mac. He came on a visit to he came on a visit to the Raiders, actually, and I got to chop it up with him a little bit on his visit when he was getting ready, at draft, it was around draft season. So, big shout out to Darius Alexander. Keep doing your thing, brother. Got a 2-piece chicken nugget. Nothing better. Getting out to the quarterback more than once in a game. You're our number 3 Rushman of the week. Big shout out to the Mac.
Yeah.
But number 2, this guy's made the list before. 6 tackles, 2 sacks, 2 TFLs. And we talked about, his defense and this defense earlier in the show, talking about the LA Rams. But Kobe Turner, another big-ass game. This dude is a dog, and he is a great interior rusher in this league. He's got a great, array of pass rush moves. He's a little undersized, but he can get after the quarterback, and he is consistently doing it now on a yearly basis, and he just keeps getting better and better and better. So Kobe Turner, respect the hell out of him. He's a hell of a player, and just that front in general, I love watching them play. There's a lot of young guys. They're literally all second, third-year guys, but they're getting out to the quarterback, and they're dialing it up. I think I saw something yesterday, 39% of the time they're running games, which is the most in the NFL, which is kind of rare. But they're dialing shit up. You know what I mean? They have a really good D coordinator over there, and their front is getting after the quarterback on a consistent basis, and they got a lot of young, hungry dogs rushing the quarterback. But do not take away from Kobe Turner. You're our number 2 Rushman of the week. You're an absolute dog, brother.
Hell yes.
He does his whole symphony celebration.
Oh yeah, no, he's doing
Big
a singing.
music
Yeah,
guy.
he is a singer too.
Is he?
He can really sing. Yeah,
He's
it's-
like a singer, pianist, everything.
We need to get
he's-
him and homeboy from the Eagles in a room and just get a little American Idol going on.
No, for real. He's a man of many talents for sure. But coming in at number 1, I think the whole world got to see this on Thursday night. And this is another one that we talked about him earlier. Mm-hmm. We talk about the rush on the rush all the time. And this front is scary. Duo-wise, elite. Daniil Hunter, Will Anderson. But number 1, I'm going with Will Anderson. I believe he had 9 pressures. He had 6 tackles, 2.5 sacks, 2 TFLs. He's been getting out to the quarterback nonstop. And, you know, that front in general and that defense in general is cooking right now. And like I said, they're one of those X Factor sleeper teams. Them and Seattle are the two teams, the AFC, NFC, that I could see nobody wanting to play at this time of the year, especially when it comes to playoff times, because those defenses are so scary. But Will Anderson, got a ton of respect for him. He's a hell of a young player. He's getting better and better. He's got a ton of pass rush moves. He's got a crazy motor, and he's getting better and better. So big shout out to Will Anderson. You are #1 Rushmen of the week.
Let's go.
Big shout out to you, brother.
Shout out, Will. There's your Bama boy, D.
Hell yeah.
They produce. I know. Young age produce.
Oh, yeah. That's all we got.
Yeah.
That's all we got. Another great show. We appreciate everyone tuning in. I know the Raider Nation, the whole fan base, you know, we want to keep bringing wins, you know, and celebrating wins in this room. But we have a commitment to y'all. We have a commitment to the fan base. We have a commitment to the Rush family, the 98%ers, whatever you want to call yourselves. We got a lot of names for you. But we appreciate you guys continuously showing up, liking, commenting, subscribing, tuning in, sharing your opinions in the comment section. We love hearing what you guys have to say. And we appreciate you guys. We're going to keep feeding y'all the content. Tomorrow,
We have a great event.
we're doing something awesome for the Las Vegas community. We're gonna have the Rush. My brother Brogan's gonna be with me. Gonna have the D line with us. You know, so the Rushmen are in full effect.
Yep.
In the mob, New Sopranos in the house. We will be at M Resort in the West Lot. 250 families will be taken care of for Thanksgiving. We're giving out turkeys, the whole nine, giving back to the community in Las Vegas. That's what we're here to do. It's a season of giving. We are beyond grateful for you guys for supporting us and being with us every step of the way, the goods, the bad, the ugly. You guys are with us through it all, and it's the least we can do is get back to y'all. So we appreciate you guys. We love y'all. Happy Thanksgiving. Give your loved ones a hug and a kiss. Tune in. Keep showing up. We love y'all, and this is The Rush. Go Raiders.
Happy Thanksgiving, y'all.
Bye.
Bye.
Peace.
I ain't the driver, the one in the back. Feeling like Crosby, I'm turned to the max.